In this example, we're going to be talking about an intermediate value theorem example. So we're going to kind of go through this problem, do a visual to it, and try to make sense of something. And there's one key word that's really going to make a difference on whether we can answer this or not. So it says, if f of x is continuous on the interval between -5 and 1 with this coordinate, f of -5 equals -2, and the other end of the interval, f of -1 equals 1, determine if it's true, false, or sometimes this situation. F of 0 is there any possibility of f of some x is going to equal 0? And that x has got to be somewhere within this interval. All right, let's put all the pieces together. So this word right here is everything. Continuous. So let's draw a visual of what it is that we got going on. So we have f of 5 equals -2. So we don't need to go crazy on this. We're just going to say we have some value that's a -5. We're getting a y value at -2. Something like that. And then f of -1 equals 1. So let's say that's -1, +1. All right. So if this graph is continuous, that means these are connected. There's no breaks in the graph. Will this somewhere, as long as this x is between -5 and -1, as long as the x value is somewhere in between there, is it possible to get a y value of 0, i.e. a height of 0? So if the graph is continuous, yes, we have to pass through it at some point. If the graph is not continuous, so why does that word matter? If the graph is not continuous and we got the exact scenario and that word's not part of it, we have this point of 5, -2, -1, 1. And if this is not continuous, who's to say that there's not an asymptote somewhere in there, right? Or even a hole at that point. But the asymptote really kind of sells it. That what if this section looked like that, and that section looked like that, right? So if that happened, then if they don't use that word continuous, you don't know what happens between the -5 and the -1. And so you don't know if the graph is going to be connected or not. But since they use this word continuous, that means this is the scenario that we have to have. And so since that's the scenario we have to have, the idea is the intermediate value theorem is going to say that that y value is in between -2 and -1, +1. That means every single y value, including a height of 0, has to happen. Right? May happen more than once, could happen 1,000 times, doesn't matter. Question is really, can it happen? And as long as that y value is within this range and it's continuous, then the answer is going to be true. Has to. If you don't throw that word continuous in, or that value is outside of this range, maybe, maybe not. We don't have enough information, so it's hard to answer that question. But that's the idea of the intermediate value theorem. The word continuous has to be in there, and that value has to be between somewhere within that range. And then, yes, there's some x value that would give you that height. All right, thanks for watching. Hope it was good.